Welcome back to the Stadium of Light. The Sheffield Wednesday players have kindly just left the field behind us because they've been enjoying a round of applause and some celebrations from their fans. They've survived on the last game of the season with that win this afternoon here at the Stadium of Light. Not good enough really from a Sunderland perspective, but the Sunderland fans have remained. Some of them have remained inside the ground because they want to see their players for the final time before they go off into the summer. And it says a lot about these Sunderland fans that they're still in the ground wanting to see their team following a display this afternoon which probably wasn't good enough, and also several displays over the course of the season, especially here at the Stadium of Light.
Yeah, I think that's been the case, hasn't it? I think too often in recent times we haven't turned up and obviously got the results, especially at home. And as you mentioned there, the thousands that turn up here every other week. As a player, you obviously feel that you've let them down. You know, they're obviously working hard all week, pay their money to come and support you, and they're hoping and expecting you to put in a performance and to pick up the points. But again, it's been another one of those where we're yet again seeing the opposition players and coaching staff celebrating a win, celebrating in front of their own fans there. Listen, good luck to Sheffield Wednesday. I thought they were decent today, especially first half. Caused us problems, got themselves in front and didn't look back. Sat in a little bit second half, but the damage was done in that first half, wasn't it? And as you say there, yeah, we'll probably see our players come out for the fans that have stayed behind to give them a little bit of a round of applause. And from the players' point of view, they've got to go away now and get ready to go again next season and to learn from this season.
Yeah, okay. What we'll do is we'll run the highlights from the game and see where Sunderland went wrong this afternoon, and then I'm not completely sure if we're going to grab any of the players when they do their lap around us, but we'll try our best, and yeah, we'll try our best to try and grab some players for you. Let's have a look at the highlights then from the game and see where Sunderland went wrong this afternoon, Danny.
Yeah, no, I think if you look at it in that first half, they mixed the game up quite well. They tried to play through us at times. They obviously put balls over the top. You can see on the highlights as well where they mixed it up and dropped balls in behind us, and something we've said throughout the season what we don't tend to do enough of. We actually done it a couple of times in the second half. I remember Corey Evans dropping one over the top for O'Sheesh for that volley which he had. But you've got to mix your game up at times, and yes, we play some good football. Perhaps we've come away from where we were last season. But we play in front of teams too often, and if you're going to do that, you know, it's easy for centre-backs and full-backs when everything's happening in front of you. You've got to mix it up, play balls in behind them, then you'll earn the space in front of teams to play a bit more then.
A few opportunities in the first half, but Sunderland not really, you know, threatening the goal enough. We only saw the goalkeeper for Sheffield Wednesday, Beadle, forced into action a couple of times.
Yeah,
really.
Patrick had a couple of efforts, didn't he? This one, that's obviously a cross in there looking for Joe. Palmer does well up against him. But Patrick had a couple, the one on his right foot where he was off balance, and then one later on in the half as well. It was quite an open game. I said before the game, you know, you're looking at their position coming into it. Were they going to be a little bit edgy, nervy, maybe come up here and sit a little bit deeper, just try and soak it up and hit us on the counter-attack? But in fact, I actually thought they tried to control the game, Sheffield Wednesday, and when you've got the players like Barry Bannon in there who can dictate play, and he did at times in that first half really well, then no, you know, credit to them and credit to their manager the way he's got them set up.
Yeah, just looking back through some more of these moments from the game, the players are in the tunnel. They will be coming around behind us, and like I say, we are going to try and grab a couple of players for you as well. Some more moments from the game here, Danny.
Yeah, it's the goal now, isn't it? That one chalked off for Luke O'Nien, the header, maybe just straight offside fraction late, flag went up, and a couple of minutes later Sheffield Wednesday find themselves in front, and as you said, they worked it well down that right hand side into Barry Bannon, punches a lovely little pass back into Palmer, who's on the move. We just get caught napping a little bit. You see there from Callum Stiles, he's not sure, he comes towards the ball, and Palmer's just ghosted into the space in behind him. Luke tries to come across, and I think it must take a deflection off Luke the way it's dropped into that bottom corner. So yeah, they got themselves in front, and then we had a couple of efforts. Jack there, another trademark Jack Clark effort, isn't it really, where he skips inside. Palmer just stands off him enough for Jack to look to bend that way into the far corner. Yeah, but unfortunately, and that's just how it's gone for us in recent times from open play really. But you see in the first half we did have opportunities again. It's just it's strange football how it can work sometimes. You know, sometimes when things are going for you, you get those little ricochets and deflections, and it ends up in the back of the net, where you can see from our efforts we are getting into positions in the first half, but it's whether it's connection on the ball which isn't quite there. You know, we're slicing it, and it's cannoning into players in front of in the strikes from our players and stuff, and it just wasn't coming off for us. And another one here, Patrick there. Look, Adji does really well. Gets to the byline, doesn't give up on it, pulls it back for Patrick Robertson. He can't keep it down on target. So it's frustrating. Mike Dodds is going to be really frustrated now, and you can almost see it in his interviews in the last few weeks where it's almost copy and paste for him.
He won't be happy this afternoon.
No.
He was screaming at the lads this afternoon, and he'll feel let down by them.
Yeah, he will. I mean, he almost said it in a way, didn't he, yesterday? He said, listen, yeah, I'll take some of the blame, but at the same time, players have to look at themselves, and you do. And I said it there on comms, where as a player, you have to look at yourself first, and a lot of the lads in there now, yeah, listen, we've got a young squad, we can't keep on saying it, but yeah, they'll look at themselves now going into the break. What I'd say to them, if I was Mike Dodds in there, go into the break now, enjoy your break, but focus on when you come back now, pre-season, hit the ground running. There's going to be competition for places, new teammates are going to come in as well, and if you've got to earn the right to earn a shirt for next season, so look at the things you've done well and look at the things which you haven't done quite as well, and what can you look to build on next season.
Yeah, just looking back through some more the moments from this game. Barry Bannon involved again there on that occasion. Covey Evans, is this the one he drops off the top?
It's the one I'm on about now. Yeah, listen, it needs to happen from two things. You need a willing runner to run in behind, make that movement, and then obviously Corey has to get his head up and pick the pass, and he's done that. And that's nothing. For all the lovely play where you build in 6, 7, 8 passes, sometimes it's a ball over the top. You catch the defender knapper, or you've got the run on him there, and then you're going to get the opportunity, and that's all that was. That flies in the net, and you think, well, yes, we're back into the game, and it comes from one pass over the top and a strike, isn't it, really? So again, you're looking at that, and that's something I think now what we can look. Listen, we're not sure who's going to come in as the coach, and that they'll have their way of playing and their philosophy and all those types of things, what type of players they want, but you have to mix it up in the style of play as well.
Okay, we're just watching the final exchanges here from an afternoon. Perhaps to forget, from a Sunderland fans' point of view, the Sheffield Wednesday fans and players, they were enjoying things at the end. We'll have a look at the scores around as well in a moment as you come back to us pitch side here at the Stadium of Light. The lads are doing a lap. They're on the far side at the moment. I think we've probably missed our opportunity to grab one of them because they've already gone past us when we were looking at the highlights there. Let's have a look around at the scores while the lads are making their way around. Let's have a look at the scores if we can. Latest scores, final scores in the Championship this season. Birmingham City 1, Norwich City 0, Coventry City 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2, Ipswich Town 2, Huddersfield Town 0, Leeds United 1, Southampton 2, Leicester City 0, Blackburn Rovers 2, Middlesbrough 3, Watford 1, Plymouth Argyle 1, Hull City 0, Rotherham United 5, Cardiff City 2, Stoke City 4, Bristol City 0, Swansea City 0, Millwall 1, and West Brom 3, Preston North End 0. Let's hold them on the screen there. Danny, do you want to discuss any of them before we move on?
Well, you want to have a look through them, really. So Ipswich in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them. Great season. Coming up last season, Kieran McKenna and his staff, what an excellent job they've done. So best of luck to them next season. Leeds obviously missing out. They've got to pick themselves up and go again in the playoffs now, up against one of their rivals there, Southampton. And then we're looking down. I think we're not sure who's gone down yet. We think
let's have a look. Let's have a look at the table. We'll start at the top. Congratulations to Ipswich Town. Successive promotions for them means they are back in the Premier League for the first time in 22 years. What an achievement for the Tractor Boys, Danny.
Massive, yeah. A long time since they've been in there. I was only there 3 months on loan a few years back now, around 2012, I think it was. But I enjoyed it. Really good club. Some good people there. So I wish, as I said there, a great ground to play as well. Portman Road, old school ground, nice and compact. Look forward to seeing them how they go next year in the Premier League.
And the playoffs confirmed there as well. Southampton, West Brom, Norwich, and who we're missing out there? Leeds course,
as well, yeah. So no, it'll be interesting, won't it? It's like 4 teams you'd expect really to be in and around it. And as I said there, who'd you back? Well, it's one of those with the playoffs. It's a bit of a lottery. If you don't turn up in the first leg, the tie can get away from you. And as I mentioned there with Leeds, they'll be disappointed. To be fair, they'll have gone into it today knowing that they probably slipped up last week. Queen's Park Rangers, where they lost automatics for me. They'll have looked at that fixture.
It was out of their hands, wasn't it?
Yeah, and seen Huddersfield turning up at Ipswich, and they'd have expected Ipswich to get the job done, which they have. So they've got to dust themselves off and pick themselves up to go again.
Let's have a look at the bottom of the division then, if we can. This is confirmation of who's gone down. Well, it is Birmingham have gone down. Blackburn Rovers, they're on 53 points. Birmingham City on 50 go down. Huddersfield Town, they're on 45. And Rotherham confirmed going down as well. So a big weekend in the Championship. Okay then, let's have a look at some of your hashtags then if we can. Let's get the first one up on screen. This one's in from Brownie. Watching from North Carolina, glad the season will be over with soon. Hope to see a hungry team with an exciting attacking coach next season. How are the lads? I'm sure that's a lot of sentiment.
Yeah, no, I think he's right, isn't it? I think I've seen a few people saying, "Oh, I'm not really looking forward to the game," and the season's been done for a while now, isn't it? Which is a disappointing thing. It's been a while really since we've either been involved in a relegation battle or pushing for the playoffs, really, isn't it? So the season's fizzled out. It's been like that really since December, really, hasn't it? Where things haven't gone to plan, but we are where we are. We had a good go at it last season, almost in Ipswich, really, weren't we? In terms of coming up and then almost getting there again. It wasn't to be. But it's a big off-season now for us, isn't it? The next 6 weeks or so, for the board members, coaching staff, appointments in terms of the playing staff as well, and obviously there'll be one or two leaving the club. So we've got to get it right and go again, because been here a long time now, and I know what it's like to play in this place and what the expectation from the fans are. And Sunderland being in the Championship, they are expected to be up there, worst case, competing for the playoffs. So that won't change at the start of next season. But we're not on our own. You look at some of the big clubs that are in there, look at the teams that are in the playoffs alone.
Yeah.
So 3 of them are obviously going to miss out as well. They'll be about next season. Then you're going to have, possibly Luton, Burnley, Sheffield United, maybe Nottingham Forest. There's obviously a few there still to go on. So there's going to be some big clubs in the Championship again next season. It's going to be tough, but we've got to dust ourselves off, recruit well, and have a go at it again next season.
So look at another thought then here on the final programme of the season. We'll go through a couple if we can. Watching the game from Cold Lake, Alberta, Canada, started at 5:30 a.m. local time. Who will be and when will SAFC announce their next coach? Well, you can answer that in a second. Let's get another one and we can discuss a couple of points at the same time. I've watched every SAFC match this season from Bangkok every 9 p.m, 10 p.m, and 2:45 a.m. kickoff. I'm glad this rollercoaster season is over. My emotions need a break, but I'll be back next season ready to cheer on the lads. Let's have a look at another couple then. Thanks, Jude, for tuning in every week. We appreciate your support. Tracy's been in touch. Hi, Danny, watching the game in sunny Louth, where we're here for the bank holiday. How are the lads? And this one's from Jess. Me and my partner are watching from Sydney, Australia. Hi, Jess. Thanks for tuning in. So, of course, the big question there was, who's going to be the new first-team coach, and when's he going to be appointed? Have you got any inside information, Danny Collins?
I'd probably say no to all 3 of those points. What I say is, we just mentioned it there, really. I think, obviously, they'll have been working hard. They'll assessing their options. Obviously, 1 or 2 managers have left their positions in recent days. So their names are cropping up without going into too much detail. But yeah, they'll have to sit down now and, for me, try and get it sorted as soon as you can. So, let the fans know, and then obviously the players know, and then they can get to work. You don't want to be going into pre-season really still without a new head coach named. Get him in early, get him working with the players, with the squad in pre-season. The style of play, what you want to work with. And then the other point on there was as well, end of the season now. It's been disappointing, but I'll be ready to go again next season. And I think that sort of echoes the thoughts of a lot of the fans, really, in terms of they've been disappointed. A lot left early today as well, but you can guarantee that this place will be packed and ready to go again next season.
Let's hope so, Danny. Thanks for your company this season, Danny. It's appreciated by not just myself, but the fans around the world. So thank you, and we'll look forward to seeing you next season. Thanks for being with us as well around the world. We touched upon it a couple of times there. We know the strength and depth Sunderland fans are in around the world, watching in all corners of the world, every single game. We know how much it means to you as Sunderland supporters, myself and Danny included in that as well. We wish you well into the summer. We hope you have a nice summer season, and we'll be back with you for a new season here on SFC Live very soon. Goodbye.